Well, here we are again. One more evening and one more debate. Guess what it is today, people?
What is it?
What is it?
I don't know.
Come on. Where are we sitting right now?
In a house?
Don't say in a house.
Oh, there you go.
What did you
Come
say?
on.
What did you say?
Brampton.
Okay, Robbie, come on, get with it.
Okay.
All right,
Get
Brampton.
with the program. Get with the program.
So-
Don't tell me you're talking about Brampton today.
I am talking. We are talking about
trust me.
Brampton.
Oh,
Listen,
yes. Keep talking.
We are
keep talking
about Brampton, and
Yes.
you know
All
what? Well, how are we going to start? I'm going to be very interested in hearing what you two have to say about this,
Oh, come on.
because
Landon,
look,
what's going on, man?
okay,
Help me.
listen. Did you know, for example, in 2007, Brampton was considered one of the safest cities to live in, as per the World Health Organization?
Okay.
Can you believe that?
Well, a few things
Can
right
you
off the
believe that?
bat. World Health Organization.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they're
Safe city?
administering a study regarding safety.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Well, come
know.
on. You know what?
I agree. I'm with you on that
honestly,
one,
we can have that another time. We are not discussing the World Health Organization today.
No.
Okay.
We are discussing whether Brampton at one time was considered one of the safest cities to live in. Is this still the case? We are now in 2024. So, come on, let's hear it.
It's a pretty open-ended question.
It is.
I mean,
And we don't have much time, so make your points.
Hey, listen, Brampton is a place I landed first when me and my family, we came here,
Okay.
right? Pearson Airport.
All right. Me too.
Precisely, right?
Me too.
I mean,
Me too.
Brampton has never taken away anything from us, hasn't hurt us, right? And there are trials and tribulations in everyone's lives, and that's just, you take them head on. But other than that, I think Brampton, in comparison to the rest of Canada, right? Or rest of North America particularly,
All right, let's hear it.
I think it's a safe place.
Really?
I agree.
It is a safe
So,
place.
so tell me then,
I
why
agree.
are there so many people complaining, whining about Brampton
It's just people.
not being a safe place anymore?
I think it's
and
just
they
the
turn their
people.
noses up or down
Oh, but
at Brampton or Bramptonians.
I
correct?
think internet has got something to do with it. People couldn't hear a lot before, and it was just the newspapers that was being provided. A lot of things were not reported. Now everything and anything gets reported because you're recording them. Your smartphones are recording it all the time. So I think there's more stats available than it was before. So is it any more safer or any more unsafe?
Can I share a few things?
Sure.
Before, so to guide the discussion or conversation, I'm sure you know this. So maybe you didn't know this. In the list of cities with the most severe crime in the world, Brampton was ranked at number 100.
Correct.
Yeah.
Right?
I've heard
Okay,
that.
you've heard of that?
Yes.
Guess who was 99? Hamilton.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Sorry,
Wow.
sorry, all Hamiltonians out there.
No, all respect to Hamilton.
Bramptonian.
I love it.
All right. And did you know that a recent survey by Ipsos, quite a credible source,
Absolutely.
in Brampton showed that 1 in 5 residents identified public safety and crime as the most important issue in the city. So, sorry to disagree, Ramneet. It's not about just internet or what's out there. And sorry, Robbie, you say it's a safe city, but 1 in 5 residents in Brampton are saying public safety and crime are issues for them living in Brampton.
And do we have a similar sort of comparative stats for other cities? Because I can guarantee you there are residents of similar size who are complaining about the safety or some complaint about the city and that the government has to do something about it. So I'm just I need something to compare against. If we have that, I think that would sort of have more.
I don't know what Robbie has because he's the data person, right?
Okay.
So, but okay, go ahead.
No, that's. I mean, it's true what you just mentioned, right?
Okay.
So there are some issues, and however, we do not want to highlight those issues and make a mountain of a molehill. Once you make a mountain of a molehill, you are simply crying out a river.
But
Okay.
Robbie, if we have facts,
No, the facts are fine. The
Data.
facts can say the world's safest cities has, X amount of, road collisions and X amount of, antisocial events. But hey, it's the world's safest city, right? Having said that, it's just all these things occur where there are humans. Some places you have more of this and some places less. Particularly now zoning into Brampton, right? I'll share a stat with you, and since we're talking about crime, right? I'm gonna. Sorry, I don't have my my printouts with me, but this is something that I researched this morning at around 2:30 p.m. So it's crime occurrence mapping tool from Peel Region Police website.
Yeah.
Okay, and all I did, without going into stats for last 1 year or 3 years or 5 years, I simply went midnight. January 30th till about 2 p.m. Let me share some information with you. 1 second.
You know he's going to pull out some magic tricks.
I know.
He's a data demographic.
Okay, it's right here.
Data demographic guy.
Okay, so there were a series of assaults, but before even we talk about these numbers, we have to realize that the conversation is only surrounding Brampton. However, Peel region is a big region.
Right.
Exactly.
Okay?
Right.
You have Mississauga, you have Brampton, you have Caledon, right? Those are places that sort of consist of Peel.
Right.
In this region, I mean, in over just a little 24 hours, there were 3 assaults. There was 1 break and enter. There was 1 drug possession. There was 1 charge of drug trafficking. There was mischief, 3 charges, robbery, 2 incidents, not charges, and vehicle. So stolen vehicle, right? Theft of vehicle.
And this is Brampton only.
There were 6, we'll get to that. There were 6 incidents.
Okay.
Right? So now let's zone into Brampton. So I'm excluding Mississauga. And obviously Caledon.
Yeah.
And there were, by the looks of the map, there were 3 incidents of stolen vehicle, right? 1 incident was for drug possession, and the other one was for break and enter.
And that's Brampton?
That's Brampton.
Okay. Can I share? Can I just jump in right there because what you're showing us is what happened overnight.
Correct.
Right. So I've got a few stats for 2022-23.
Right.
Same time frame, like January to September. And I've got, I don't know if they're the top, I want to say they are, but this again is by Peel Police. And what they don't do, or I didn't have access to that, is show us what Brampton crimes are, right? And what Mississauga. So they kind of, Peel region, as you said. So this is Peel region, listeners, viewers. Remember that. So in 2022, homicides, there were 25. For the same time period, in 23, 13.
Right.
Robbery, 585. 23, 582. Break and enters, get this, 1,600 something. And in 23, 1,800 something. So a bit of an increase. The last one I'm going to share, guess what? Guess what it is?
Theft of vehicle?
Theft of vehicle.
You got it. You got it in one. So this one, let me just share the stat. 2022, 4,204 auto thefts. In the same time period for 23, 6,123.
So I love the data that you both are sharing, but here's something that I want to ask. You shared between 22 and 23, and you had something which was most recent. Now, when we are talking about something from 2017, what was happening at that time? I think if we can compare it.
You mean 2007?
2007 is the one we're talking about?
Yeah.
Okay, so then 22, 23 were some unique times because there were a lot of people, there was a lot of immigrants that had come in. There were a lot of people that were laid off. There were a lot of challenges. So could that have contributed towards
It may, but then why only Brampton?
No, so Toronto, we don't have anything to compare with.
We don't. but we could, and maybe some of our viewers have
And
this
that's exactly what I
Absolutely.
feel, because that's an
Maybe-
important factor for
Right.
me.
No, you're right.
right?
But then it can't be just Brampton alone. Right?
No, it has to be,
So-
what are the top places that people like to move? And Brampton is one of those. You both can't deny it.
Yeah.
Like, that's the first place that immigrants want to come, because yes, and particular community, and if we are talking about South Asian community, definitely, but we've seen many other community who like to come down to Brampton as an immigrant, right? Why? Because there's similar food, there's better housing as compared to anywhere else with the prices, which you pointed out. So I think all of these factors, and family members who are here.
So, Ramneet, can I just ask you something there?
Yeah.
I wondered this. How is it then that Brampton, places like Brampton, and I'm just going to say this, are often referred to as ghettos?
I'll get to that.
But places like Vaughan, where you have a large, ethnic population there, they are communities, high end, right? So I don't understand
And
that.
Oakville too.
Isn't that Oakville as well?
Yes.
So, and Mississauga.
Yes.
So why? So I have a problem with that, and I have a
Not
problem
only
because
Mississauga.
because I'm a Bramptonian.
Yes. Okay, so not Mississauga, not all of Mississauga. There are certain segments of Mississauga, not all of it.
Mississaugans have a problem with Brampton.
Oh yeah, they have a problem with them, and Bramptonians
Right,
have
come
problems with
on,
Mississaugan. Right, they do, absolutely. And my point, and Robbie, and I'll let you jump in there, where you kind of want to talk about the why is it that Brampton is always deemed as not the best? One, the banks here are very rich. And the reason, because there's a lot of transactions that happen. That's why the banks are open very long, and every plaza has.
That's not just Brampton, though.
No, I know, but they used to be not. So Brampton was never rich, old money. Mississauga always had rich and old money.
Right.
So that's why it
Correct.
grew.
I'll give you that one.
That
Yeah.
was one.
Yeah.
Oakville also had that. Vaughan also had that.
Right.
Brampton was actually supporting Mississauga to grow. So it got the best of everything. The other aspect was this, that the previous mayor,
Governance, yeah.
she brought
Crombie?
in all the, not Bonnie Crombie.
Oh, you mean Brampton's mayor?
No,
Oh.
I'm talking about
Hazel McCallion?
Yes, that is
Sorry, are we
correct.
playing like guess the?
Yes,
like
guess the
we're playing
mayor.
game now
Guess the
here?
mayor to see whether you know the mayors or not.
Come on.
So she brought in all the head offices of the very big organizations like your
Good
Pepsi's
old
of the
Hazel.
world. Yes, Microsoft. All of these organizations have their head offices in Mississauga. So
Okay.
you had a lot of attraction of people coming in and putting in. So money comes in when you have corporation.
Right.
Right?
Okay.
So I think that was another factor that added to
All
it.
right.
And Brampton didn't do it because it was nice and kind, and we were more farmland.
Ooh, I
We were
like
always-
the sound
so
of that.
I think that's
nice
what
and
it
kind.
is.
Did you hear
It's
that?
time
I
for
did.
us
I
to
did.
shine.
Nice and kind, yeah.
Yes,
Okay.
Yeah.
it's time for us to shine. It's
So
time
what
for us
what
to
do
shine.
you have to say to that? Because you had some other information where we're probably
Going
not.
to be not liking this piece.
No, at the end of the day, you have to realize Brampton, okay, has become an epicenter. It does. I mean, it's evident. We have to talk about it. And it has become an epicenter of hate. Okay. There's a lot of derogatory comments and those attached with Brampton and Bramptonians.
Yeah.
Right? I don't live in Brampton, but I'm so proud of Brampton.
Oh,
right?
I'm glad you said
My
that.
kids go to school in Brampton.
Whoa,
Right?
nice.
We don't even live in Peel region, right? We are attached to Brampton, and I personally have, immense pride in what our community has made of themselves, and they're still continuing, and they're still striving, working tirelessly to make sure, they can have a proper, family, life and move on as proper Canadians. However,
Here it comes. Here it comes.
the challenges are certainly present. Being close proximity to the airport,
Okay.
brings a lot of newcomers, new immigrants to Brampton.
Right.
Brampton,
So that's interesting, though, because the airport is located in Mississauga.
correct.
Yeah, but it's right on the
essentially,
border.
I mean,
It's right
I
on the
wouldn't even
border.
call it Mississauga. I would call it Malton.
Yeah.
Malton, or
is
rather
Mississauga, yeah.
another
Another crime
extension
festival.
of Brampton.
Maybe
Yeah, it's a
Right?
crime festive area. Another crime festive area.
It's
Yeah.
another,
Yeah.
and then you have to realize Brampton has a few niche industries
Right.
that our people, or rather hardworking people,
Right. Yeah.
are ready to take it head on.
Yeah.
Okay, trucking and logistics,
Yep.
warehousing.
Yep.
You have to realize industries that are manufacturing plants in
Right.
Brampton, right? CN Railway is in Brampton,
Yes,
right? The
that's
biggest
Points.
biggest intermodal station in
Right.
Canada, which is in Brampton.
Yeah.
So when you think all these things together, and
Yeah.
when you put everything in line, you realize that Brampton may have its stereotypes, but people are hardworking.
Can I just interject there?
Mhm.
So when I don't really need to do. We don't. Sounds a little bit. Whatever, but we do need to do some research. So the stories I was getting about Brampton were all negative,
Oh, yes.
right?
Yeah.
So this is media. Can I
Yeah.
just share a few with you?
Yeah, yeah.
And then I was typing in good news stories about Brampton.
Nothing.
Like 1, 2, I can count them on my hands, right? So the negative ones, let me just share those with you. Let me know what you think. Like Peel Police investigating 16 incidents of extortion targeting South Asian businesses.
Yeah,
right. This is a recent.
That's
Oh, yeah. That's the
recent,
one that's coming
trend,
from
yeah.
Vancouver.
You've got 25 students living in a single basement apartment, right?
Harsh
You've
truth,
got
yeah.
2 Brampton residents among 5 Canadians facing extradition to the US for involvement in drugs.
Correct. Yes.
Right?
Again, logistics.
Brampton truck driver charged after attempting to transport $6.5 million of cocaine into Canada.
Get rich or die
Right,
trying. Yeah.
2 Brampton men charged after they had fake cardboard license plates. I mean, I don't know.
that, yeah.
I don't know whether that's ingenious or
Should
literally,
lie about
when
it or not.
I know Robbie is an ex-police officer. You would have a problem with that,
When
but
I
I'd
first
say
saw-
they're actually quite brilliant.
Brilliant. Exactly
Right?
the right word.
Yeah.
Artistic.
Catch me
Yeah.
if you
Artistic.
can.
Right?
So I could go on, but these are some of the stories that and more like this
Yeah.
Right.
that are in the media,
Yeah.
on the internet,
Yes.
versus those good news stories. So we've heard all the negative, well, not all the negatives, but I was saying that all we see are the negative stories and all we hear about the negative stories. Well,
Right.
there are some positives. Why are these not in the media as much? I mean, I've lived in Brampton ever since I moved here, which is quite a long time. And one of the things I'm very proud of is communities, South Asian community, for example, getting together to donate a lot of money for the hospital that was opening up.
Absolutely.
All the South Asian communities got together. That was a huge donation.
Yeah.
And talk about philanthropy. I mean, there were radiothons. There are professionals. Shout out to Nanda Law Firm. When they see a family in need,
Yes.
there are organizations, businesses that pull out their checkbooks and say, how much do you need?
General
Right.
community members.
Right,
They
for
step up.
anyone.
Yes.
And let's not forget about, what's that, Khalsa Aid. There's all these organizations that come together. I saw a couple of others, like a gas station owner giving gifts, free gas and food to the local community. There is a Brampton Families and Neighbours came together to help clean up their neighbourhood. There's an organization called People Supporting People, Stronger Together,
Yeah.
where, free services
Yes.
that provide information referral. They just pool about 100 people together, and anytime so there's so much that's going on
Yes.
that is so good in Brampton,
100%.
and people just don't talk about it as much.
And
Yeah.
add to it are some of the religious places that welcome any community,
Right.
any culture,
Yes.
to come. And there are so many people who come in just for food.
Right.
So I think that is kudos to, I'm not just talking about only Brampton. Brampton has a large number.
Right.
So that's why we are talking about Brampton. That's why I'm saying kudos to Brampton and to those centers that actually provide and welcome anybody from different cultures. So I think definitely. So you guys are coming on my side. Perfect.
No, that's right. I mean, there's one thing we all agree upon. See, Brampton is a welcoming, warm. People are humble here, right? However, again, it's that however.
No,
Robbie,
listen, Robbie,
we have
you just ruined it right there.
No. Listen.
No, that's okay. That's all right.
We have to be practical about these things, right? We just cannot just say, whatever glitters gold. मैं ये कहना चाहना कि भाई Brampton ठीक है, good and people are extremely hardworking, good-natured, humble.
Stop there. No, okay. no, carry on.
However, you have to realize there is, again, I know you wouldn't like me saying that, right? There is that portion of assimilation that we lack. There is that portion of integration that we lack,
That's
right?
That's a better word, hey, Robbie. Listen, we have to get you used to saying integration.
Well, you know what? For you, any synonym, I'm okay with it. But what we have to realize that once our new immigrants come here, right? They have to adopt to the way of life. They have to at least, do certain things in a certain way so that we are not, sidelined. Right off the bat, the major community that is in Brampton, South Asians particularly, we are quite visible. Okay?
Yeah.
We have, due to whatever, religion, articles of faith, whatever. So we may do something, or, we may wake up on a different side of the bed. Guess what? It's on TikTok. It's the burning news. We've done that. Why did we do that? Oh, it's in Brampton. It has to happen in Brampton.
Yeah, even if it is happening in the U.S.
You know what? If I just sneeze right now, oh, by the way, look at how he sneezed. Oh, Brampton. Oh, Brampton. So those stereotypes, we know there are stereotypes. What is it that will take you, right, our viewers, to break that stereotype? The answer is simple. Understand the stereotype. And then just simply do what normal humans do. Follow someone, talk to someone, learn if you don't know.
So what does normal human being do?
Okay, we're gonna have to save that for another day because but it's a very good question.
Yes.
What is normal? What is a normal?
What is normal? Absolutely.
So let's save that for another day.
Yes.
Because I in closing.
Yes.
What I would like to ask the audience is, let me say, where I stand on this, maybe I'm biased. I've lived in Brampton ever since I moved here, as I mentioned earlier. So I love living here. I love the community. I love the multiculturalism. There are a few things I think we could change, for the better, I think. I won't mention driving. I won't mention, just a little bit more understanding everybody around us and what the needs are. But I'd like to hear what you think.
And
is it a? Let's go back to the original question.
Yeah.
Is it a safe city or not, in your opinion and view? And can you give some examples? Please share your comments.
Yeah,
and
absolutely. And to that driving point, I think I'm super biased. Though I don't live in Brampton, but I'm super biased about Brampton. I feel it has so many good things, and which city doesn't have it? Which municipality? Overall, I think if you look at Peel, it's very varied, and it's got a similar sort of a pockets of goods and the bads. And I think Brampton has some amazing areas, beautiful landscapes and beautiful buildings.
It's the flower city.
Flower City, exactly. You took my point.
Roses.
Yeah. Roses, sorry.
Right?
Sorry.
Cultivation of roses, right? So I think from that perspective, if you look at, people would say, Markham, driving there is also questioned.
Yeah.
I mean, at the end of the day, just to end this, every place will have its stereotypes. Every place will have its drawbacks, its negatives, right?
Yes.
Folks who are looking to come to Brampton, please come to Brampton. As the lady said, this is a flower city, city of roses.
Yeah.
It cannot be unsafe,
Yes.
right? Come here, show them who you are,
Yes.
rise and shine. And trust me, this is a beautiful place to live and raise a family.
Yes. Totally
That's
agree.
it for me.
Be proud of where you are, where we live.
Yeah.
This is our home at the end of the day.
Absolutely.
So,
And who you are.
yeah, share. We'd love to hear from you.
Yes. And like us, follow us, and subscribe to our channel.
Yeah.
Awesome.
See you next time.
Thank you. Take care.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. See ya.